Y'all used to hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Y'all used to hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I had me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Realest podcast.
What up? What up? We back. Realest podcast, Civl. We're here, man. It's been a while. It's been about 2 weeks, man. But the good news is multiple shows this week. Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. We're here today to talk about all of the craziness and confusion that's going on the internet and the world at large. Drake, Future, Kendrick Lamar, Terrell Suggs pulling the blicky out at Starbucks. It's a lot of craziness going on in the world, man. But before we get into all of that, first and foremost, I'm Chad.
I'm Matt.
Dan's here. We got new little tricky equipment, shotgun mics and stuff hooked up to cameras and things like that. I appreciate that, Dan. Thank you for the additional effort today, man. But
I got a good story with you.
I appreciate all of that additional effort today. But yeah, man. Before we get into the whole finams and the shenanigans and the skinams and everything that's going on, a seat at the table, a seat at the table, a seat at the table. This Sunday, April 21st, Fiddler Club, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. We will be there. We will be participants. We will have our seat at the table. We'll be moderating a very dope panel discussion featuring some very dynamic black male leadership figures from the Philadelphia area, including Ryan Boyer, including Pastor Carl, including Will Dunbar, including
Kellen.
Yeah.
Kellen Winslow? No.
That's a tight end.
No, okay.
Phenomenal athlete. Shaky route runner.
Oh, man. Kellen Moore.
I think it is
Kellen Moore.
Or that's an offensive coordinator. we getting close. We warming up, goddamn.
Yeah, that's definitely an evil. Kellen Moore.
City council member Isaiah Thomas, man. It's going to be phenomenal, man. And unfortunately, if you're hearing this now, it's Monday, April 15th, tax day. If you're hearing this right now, the RSVPs are closed already. However, a lot of y'all are smart. Y'all to hit me up. Y'all to hit Matt up. Y'all to seen all of the promo that we've been, chasing the seat at the table page, reposting and
Kellen White.
Kellen White.
There you go. You got a name that goes with so many other last names.
So hopefully y'all have seen that y'all have already RSVP. For those who have been in the seat at the table in the past, it's a free political day party, basically used as a way to create a dynamic environment and a direct environment where people that are, members and citizens of the city of Philadelphia can get to meet with various members of their constituencies and things like that. City commissioner be there, various members of city council, senators, multiple state reps, potentially Mayor Sherrell Parker. A lot of people, are going to be attending this event, and we're going to be a part of it. The seat at the table is actually growing tremendous legs and starting to run on its own. You got seat at the table Pittsburgh coming up for the general election this November, and then ultimately it's going to be a seat at the table at the Congressional Black Caucus in Washington, D.C. very, very soon.
Morgan already said we're grandfathered in.
We locked in,
as
baby.
Moderators for the whole time of this thing. So once we get to D.C., I want my limousine. Chad said he wants a town car. Yeah. I want a limousine.
Boomerang on the back.
Yeah, I'm boomerang antenna on the back.
White or black and limo?
White is that's freaky for the black car. I got to do black.
Okay,
but I want a white driver.
Black limo, white driver
with one of them little caps. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I want to do it. Get the door, Frank. Yeah, that's how.
Want my Cheez-Its?
Remember Trippin', he's like, yo, we got to get a limousine for the prom. He's like, a limousine? He was like, yeah, man, limousines. I ain't never been in a limousine. He's like, oh, man, it's fly. They drive you around. It's real space you can stretch out, but don't drink the liquor. You drink the liquor in a limousine, you alcoholic.
Don't drink the liquor.
Don't drink the liquor in a limousine. If you drink that, you're an alcoholic.
So, yeah, shout out to our friend, our family, Morgan Cephas. Shout out to Chelsea Cox, the formerly known as the Cephas sister. Chelsea's married now, so she no longer has that name. But shout out to them, man, for the inception of the event, the execution of the event, and then now entrusting us to handle their vision as this thing grows and creates other tentacles around it and becomes something more than just a political mixer. As we add this dynamic panel discussion to it. With us and all of these amazing black voices from the city of Philadelphia and beyond.
Absolutely.
Whole event is going to be sponsored by the Black Leadership PAC. They're a phenomenal organization, saluting and supporting various, black political causes, civic causes, and things like that. They have their hands in a lot of different things. Make sure y'all follow them on Instagrams as well.
A seat at the table will be fun, but I know it's going to be more fun.
Start clapping right now.
Oh, man.
Let them know.
7th anniversary live show.
Yes, indeed.
TRPE in the game, 7 years. We back at Noto. We did the 6th anniversary at Noto. If you was there, we had a time. Tattoo
man.
had more of a time than everybody.
Tattoo was acting like Frank the Tank. He said, I'm gonna have one drink.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me get a white wine spritzer.
Yeah, man. There was some times had at the last show we did at Noto. But the last show we did at Noto, we packed it out, man. We had a bunch of people there.
Yes,
and
indeed.
we want to duplicate that. Want to do it again. This one's on a Saturday, so you don't have to complain about the whole going
Hey, man,
to work.
A lot of y'all told me, yo, man, y'all need to do it on a Saturday. What's up
I
with
gotta
that?
go take the piss test my PO Monday morning.
First thing
Yeah,
Monday.
I'm drawn.
I gotta get up when it's single digits.
Yeah, man. The show is Saturday, and it's earlier in the day Saturday. It's 6:30, doors open, show starts at 8,
Yeah.
8 to 10 live show, and then it's a party in the same building directly after that.
Yes.
DJ Blair on the ones and twos, then DJ Caution on the ones and twos.
Yes.
It's gonna be a time. Y'all complained about the fact that y'all was in Noto with no hookah. Guess what? Dre Ali made it happen. The
He
hookah's
said,
popping.
I guarantee it.
The hookah's busting.
I guarantee the hookah. What more assurance do you need than a guarantee?
And they got flavors. You don't gotta smoke all mint like Dan's psychotic ass
You
in
gotta
there.
smoke Marlboro 3000
yeah.
like that.
When we was at shout out Deke and from the sneaker store Munch. We was in Biblos about a week and a half ago, whatever. So we come in, Deke get a hookah, I get a hookah, Munch come in. So he was like, yo, what flavor you want? And the boy who owned the shit was like fucking with him. He told the boy, was like, yeah, he said he want double mint. So Deke was like, yeah. So the boy bought it. Yo, Munch hit the shit one time. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, yeah, double mint is crazy.
Nah, double mint is insane.
Like, no, put the regular mint and put more mint on top of this shit. Double mint. I was like, yeah, you got to be. He was fucking with him. He was like, yeah, I knew you was going to want that shit. But I was like, yeah, you got to be crazy to smoke double mint. I'm like, that's some damn shit.
So, yeah, man, Saturday, early showtime. We got hookah. We got an after party. We got Blair. We got Caution. We got RC Graphics, the #1 live show graphics screen operator in the city of Philadelphia, running our graphics and everything like that, man. It's going to be dope. We already 40% sold out, but that ain't enough tickets. Mm-hmm. We need to get to 50. We need to get to 60. We need to get to 70, 80, and then we need to sell this thing out. Mm-hmm. So y'all got more work to do. Special announcement here today, man. We're going to extend our weekend flash sale. In case y'all not following us on social media, we're going to extend that weekend flash sale to Wednesday. Go to checkout, go to universe.com, go to my bio, click the link, go to Dan bio, go to Matt bio, click the link, go to TRPE bio, click the link. They all there. Put Flash in all capital letters. That's Flash, all capital letters. Ain't no tricky shit. I ain't trying to trick y'all. Ain't no FLSH.
That's Flash with an F. Because I know in Philadelphia PH.
FLASH. All capital letters at checkout. You get 10% off your whole purchase, man. So whatever ticket type you buy, don't matter. You mix and match. You buying tickets for your cousin, tickets for yourself, whatever. You get the VIP, they get the GAs, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You get 10% off your total order. And talk about the fees, man. God damn, talk about the fees, man. We've damn near eliminated.
We've dealt with a lot of different services for tickets. We dealt with Ticketmaster. We dealt with what's the one?
Eventbrite.
Shit, we dealt with the last venue. Excuse me, we did with World Cafe Live. They have their own ticket link, and their shit is ridiculous. They tack on now. You become a member for $39 extra. It's ridiculous.
No fees for forever.
No, the fees are literally. Shout out Jules. He bought VIP tickets the other day. He's not even in the country. He like, I already support y'all, the fam. Get him Jules away. Do some sponsor shit, something. Jules sent me the thing. It's like, dog, $100 for 2 tickets. The total is like $102. 72. It's like it's $2 in fees. Like it's nothing. There are no fees. We got hookah, no fees, music all night. We partying in the venue. People hit me like, where we going afterwards? It's like, you going?
We staying right here.
You going over there? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Go over there. We're gonna move these chairs and we're gonna get back to business.
Straight up. So it should be a fun time. The link is in all of our bios.
Yes, man. We got Samosky, our birthday party, and I Love You So Much album release celebration that night. Also, DJ Caution anchoring the after party, man. In addition to some other local Philadelphia up and coming dope Philadelphia DJs, bottle specials all night long. Everything $300. Don Julio, Casamigos, Tito's, Moet Rose, Hennessy, Douce, Bel Air, $200 all night. You still got to pay tax and gratuity. That don't have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't see none of that money. But bottle specials all night. Y'all know Noto be sky high with bottles. I didn't figure out everything. We going to dance to one song and one song only. That's TRPE 7th anniversary.
My homie, he's a bit of like, I wouldn't say he's my homie, but he's like, I know.
Nigga, you know.
Bit of a scumbag. He I guess they was at like a bar or something the other day, and you know how niggas take pictures holding up the bottles or whatever. That nigga had a bottle of Southern Comfort. I said, Jesus Christ.
He said, how much for the Henny? How much for the Henny? No, that's too much. How much for the Douce? How much for the Douce? Yeah. How much for the Soko? Yeah, man, give me $80. Oh, man, say less.
He had a bottle of Southern Comfort in his hand.
Holding up a bottle of Soko was crazy. I said, wow. Mobb Deep in their prom did not have Soko on one of their jerseys.
I commented on the joint. I said, y'all look like the Hells Angels. Of course, they removed my comment. I was like, hey, that was just a joke.
Like, what you on Wichita?
The funniest is when you say some funny shit on somebody's post and then they hit you up. My man, he had a motorcycle club and he posted like pictures with all his motorcycle homies and they all for whatever reason had on humongous denim pants.
Dungarees.
And I commented on it. I got a really big team and they got some really big jeans. Literally, I put my phone down. I see a car. What are you doing, man? Oh my goodness. Remember when you could have fun on Instagram?
Dog, that shit is over.
Do you remember when you could joke around?
Everybody an influencer now.
Everybody's selling themselves, selling something, selling butt, selling. Everybody's selling something.
No, my John's gonna see that. No, my mom gonna see that. No, the hoes that I like gonna see that. Do you remember
when you could comment some funny shit on somebody post and it was like laughter uncontrollably? People would screenshot it and post it because it. Now it's like you say anything. It's like to the point where I don't even know if I can still joke in the same manner. I struggle with it at times.
No, you know you can't.
I'm not even trying to be like,
you can't.
Have you noticed I don't really post much anymore? I've just come to the like realization. It's like, damn, like the older times are over and just let it go.
Yeah, everybody takes themselves way too serious. They all have main character syndrome. They all think they the flyest, the coolest, the funniest, whatever, but it's all one-way interactions. It's like, I could joke on you. I could joke on a big thing because they're a celebrity.
Remember when we used to do that side-by-side shit
yes.
on Instagram? Motherfuckers used to find the worst pictures to try to and it was all Matt Milley. Shout out Matt Milley. I did a side-by-side. Matt Milley could have shot me. I did a side-by-side picture of Matt Milley with his high school graduation picture, and the side-by-side was a cracker. Because he's white. And he took the joke in stride. Like, that was where we was at back in the day.
A cracker. A saltine. Fucking matzo cracker.
Shout out Matt Milley, man. That's my man. But it's like, that's where we was at. It was just so fun. Like, everything was just reckless abandonment for the sake of having fun. And out of nowhere, it just switched, and you say something, somebody calling you. You say something, somebody tell yo, I ain't one of them. You know, it's just like, what are you talking about? Like, the shit is completely flipped now.
Like, it was a joke, bro.
I was playing.
I was playing, bro. I fuck with you, like, no, because I'm saying, because like you posting that made me think you don't fuck with me.
The jeans are huge.
What do you want me to do?
They were huge jeans.
I can't unsee these fat ass jeans. Why are you so upset?
There's some big ass jeans, man, and none of y'all are big. Ain't a 44 waist out that motherfucker.
But the jeans,
like, why them jeans? So
they are 46. Like, this ain't it.
Shit made no sense. But that's how it was, man. It was fun as hell. But yeah, enough of that. We got the live show coming up.
Yes,
a seat at the table coming up.
Political episode dropping Tuesday.
Oh yeah, we got another episode
Wednesday-ish.
dropping this week. Shout out to all the Philadelphia politicians are a special breed.
Yeah, because they all used to sell dope back in the day.
Yeah,
and
well,
carry zip guns. And now they out here serving the community. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga pull out a Dillinger with 2 shots.
It's way too close to Thanksgiving for you to be acting like such a jive turkey.
Oh man. You know how funny that is? Because it's really all with 70s gangs. Yeah. That's the funniest part of it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, once you actually get in like cahoots with the politicians, man,
they're amazing people.
They're
man.
amazing. They really care about the community. They care about people. I mean, I was listening to conversations they were having and interacting with just people. And I mean, like, they're never not working.
Yeah.
People are coming up to them nonstop with issues, with problems. You see what I was talking to the councilman about for media? He just like, nah, I got you. We on that this week. Like, they literally are like, come to me with your issue. I'm going to figure out something for you.
Yep.
And you gotta respect it, if nothing else. So shout out to City Commissioner Omar Sabir.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to State Senator Sharif Street.
Shout Senator Vincent Hughes.
Shout out to State Senator Vincent Hughes. We had him on. Shout
Boss
out
player,
super boss player. Shout out to our sister Morgan Seifert, State Representative.
Yes, indeed.
Shout out to State Representative Ronnie Green. You Ronnie, because you don't know where you gonna go.
Ronnie Color.
Ronnie, you don't know where we're going with Ronnie Green. And who else do we have on the show? Oh, Councilman Curtis Jones.
Councilman Curtis Jones.
Shout out to Mr. 4th District.
Our OG.
Our OG council. He was out there looking like a special teams coach. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Councilman Curtis Jones.
Because when we squib it, that's going to catch them all completely discombobulated.
Yeah, man. We had a ball out there the other day. That was fun as all hell, man. So we got a lot of good talks with them, talking about the importance of voting, the importance of staying engaged throughout the community, not just on the voting days.
Yes,
but
what people are saying in the community as far as the type of change they want to see.
Yeah,
different trends and stuff like that people may or may not be aware of. It's basically like a round robin style where it's like each person back to back, but different talking points from all of them, man. Phenomenal people, man. It's people that I'm really, really proud to be able to know. And I was able to, we were able to give our sister Morgan Cephas her flowers on camera and on audio and all of that. And I definitely want y'all to look forward to hearing that and seeing that.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, I enjoy Morgan a lot. Morgan knows I like her. You know what I'm saying? I don't throw that love around. But I like Morgan a lot. You know what I'm saying? I like the whole Cephas clan.
They're great people,
them. I like
man.
the other sister. They're just good. Chelsea's really getting nice with the camera.
Yeah.
Some of them shots she got, I was like, oh, man, we walk around. A little
Staff photographer.
Yeah, we just walking around. But yeah, man, we got that episode coming later this week. Let's get to, we 17 minutes. Let's get to
more than enough time.
The rap community, realistically the world, the whole everything.
The whole world is going to shit.
Doug, a man shot a Chipotle worker the other day.
Over extra guac.
No, over just regular guac. Like, he got the guac and felt as though the guac wasn't sufficient for the $2 charge. So I'm about to let this thing go.
Man, he said, you funky dog head hoe.
Yo.
You need to get it together.
Yeah.
And then
he came around the counter.
I just make it myself.
Where them gloves at? I handle this myself. Young boy came around and said, you better not touch that guacamole. And all hell broke loose. And he put one in somebody's leg. In the Chipotle, behind the counter, over the guacamole.
And then walked out.
And got his bag. He got some of them chips.
Them chips hot.
Is them chips fresh? Because they don't be fresh. He got the chips. He got his bowl, and he walked out. Young boy, the parking lot, the dudes was like, yeah, he just came out like nothing happened. I walked in, all hell had broken loose.
He got about half a block away.
Dog.
It was apprehended.
The next day, I get on the televisiones, for my Spanish listeners. I see that a man went to get his CDL in Dallas, got denied his CDL, left from the barracks, went and stole an 18-wheeler and came back and drove it into the school. And drove it into the damn building. Injured 13 and killed 1. Like, my man, you know that's why we ain't getting your CDL.
We seen it before.
You know.
The signs was all there, big dog. You know what I'm saying? You can still drive a box truck. You just can't fuck with the big rigs.
Oh, man, you paratransit, you know, mainline health, you drive a van or something like, yo, not getting your CDL, leaving and stealing an 18-wheeler, and then running people over with it is like, yo, we made the right decision.
Clearly.
We made the right decision.
The precedent will reflect that we was on the right side of history.
Oh my goodness, man. The next day OJ died. I was like, damn, man, the juice is, you know.
Yeah, we had some, you know, they say that death comes in threes. We had 3 major celebrity deaths this week. OJ Simpson, Mr. C died.
Oh, right.
And then yesterday, this one really kind of fucked me up. Rico Wade, the founder of Organized Noise. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Future's older cousin, founder of Organized Noise, gave us Outkast, Goody Mob, Dungeon Family, Sleepy Brown, Future, like gave us all of these people, you know, passed, you know, suddenly, man, in his early 50s, man. For sure, a legend, a pioneer, a light, a ultralight beam, somebody that was always, whenever you saw him on camera, and he wasn't on camera a lot, you know, as of the last few years, but every time you saw him, he was giving game, he was giving people real tangible information, he was giving you something to leave with, you know, to be able to grow on, man. And you know, he's as important to the South as Jay Prince, as Master P, as Baby, as Uncle Luke. Like, he's in that class, you know, of them. But because Organized Noise peaked so early and reached like these, you know, phenomenal heights with Outkast and with Goody Mob and all of that so early, people, you know, once the South kind of, especially Atlanta, got established and then it just kind of went in a different direction. I don't necessarily know that those guys, you know, got the credit that they deserve, man, for being that production house and for him being that visionary that led that whole movement of, you know, that dungeon family, you know, out of Atlanta and everything that it, you know, that it affected and still affects to this day, because Future is DF, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the Rico. I just, you know, yesterday was nonsense, so I just completely missed that. The OJ joint, I knew when OJ passed away, it was gonna bring the best out and the worst out.
Man, listen.
And you know that's, I knew that for the last couple of years when he finally does go. I didn't expect it to be Caitlyn Jenner immediately jumping out the window. And it's like, this is one of those, like, sometimes you should just take a play off.
Yeah.
Like you and the Juice was friends.
Yeah. We live in a world now where so many people have like they thrive on like revisionist history and thinking that like people won't do the knowledge to be like, wait a minute, didn't you? Wait a minute, wasn't you?
If we being technical, the Kardashian clan as a whole, y'all spring to notoriety, not necessarily in success or earning, because Kardashian was already a big lawyer. Yeah. But his spring into the public eye was being part of the Dream Team. Yeah. For Lee Bailey, for Johnny Cochran, Shapiro, for all, like, that was the catapult. That was it. Being on the Dream Team. So all of y'all essentially are like binded. And let's be real, y'all wasn't just on that. OJ didn't pick up the phone pages, the yellow pages, and be like, yo, I heard you nice, boy. Like, and no, y'all was skiing.
Saw the game tapes.
Y'all was skiing and shit together. Y'all were friends and family. Yeah. So it's like, to see all these pictures and videos come out of Bruce praising OJ back in there, it's just like, you were around for all of this. And they have such a negative view, and this is what I'll say. Y'all can get mad at me if you want. There's no one else who could have done that, in my opinion. That's just how I kind of view it. Yeah. But the legal system that y'all tell us to trust in and believe in and uphold they found him not guilty. Yeah. That's the way it goes. A jury of his peers said he got to go. Yeah. You got to let it go.
Because the thing is, it's like, you know, we're seeing elements of the OJ trial in a lot of different things, like the Young Thug trial, like, you know, some of these other RICO cases.
To be all the way fair, everything that's going on with Diddy has a very element of that
where it's like, yo, as a prosecutor, I know y'all sometimes get vendettas and all of that, and I'm taking this motherfucker down for this reason or that reason. But as a prosecutor, you take an oath that you have to color inside the lines. And a lot of times these prosecutors get overly ambitious and almost like start trying to high step and spike the ball instead of just handing it to the referee and just going on to the next goddamn play.
To that point, I was watching an interview with Michael Francis, and he was talking about the whole situation with Sammy the Bull and John Gotti. And he was like, once John Gotti beat that third charge, and that was a federal charge, once he beat that, what Sammy the Bull had was too powerful. And it's almost like, Sammy the Bull could have legitimately cut somebody's head off in front of the president. If he'd have turned around and been like, I give y'all John Gotti, they'd been like, oh, come on. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how it became, because they wanted Gotti that bad.
Yeah.
Sammy did 19 murders and did 5 years.
Got out and did more crime.
Joey Molino, I did 2 years for making a bet. Motherfucker's crazy. Oh, man. So it's just once they get those vendettas and they become very, 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 keen and honing in on specifically
laser focused on this one particular figure.
It's almost like they forget how to live life.
Yeah, because there's and when that happens, there's going to be process errors. There's going to be technical violations. There's going to be shit that you're going to do that a $10 million a year lawyer like Johnny Cochran, like Robert Shapiro, like F. Lee Bailey, like Brian Steele now in this Young Thug case is going to take the little thread that you leave and pull that motherfucker out and unravel your whole fucking case.
Shargill, all the motherfuckers.
All of them motherfuckers. Like, you can't play with them type of sharks.
Joey Molino said that when he beat his case for the murder here in Pennsylvania, they literally indicted him the next day in New Jersey for the same shit. And the guy who tried him here moved to New Jersey to work as a prosecutor.
The lead prosecutor
on that case. And he literally committed suicide after he beat it again. And it's just like, damn. But it's like, I'm not going to jail for that shit. So what the fuck? Yeah. And they be literally so obsessed with getting these people. So it's like, I get it. He got found guilty in the civil court, afterwards or whatever. But people were basically, at least from what I saw on Facebook and stuff, how are y'all praising OJ? And I'm like, you got to understand, people were fans of OJ 30, 40 years before any of that happened.
Yeah.
And then he got found not guilty in American court. So it's like there are people who are legit I'm not even looking at none of the facts or the chase. And he got found not guilty. OJ was out. He was whatever.
Yeah, because when y'all, when his white counterparts do blatant crime and get found not guilty or get found guilty and get a slap on the wrist or get a suspended sentence or go to rehab or whatever, even though they had a fucking DUI with a blood alcohol content that was 94 times the legal limit and shit like that. Y'all don't have no problem with that. So we're going to use this as our one black community mulligan to say, hey man, trust the legal system, motherfuckers. So that was a universal thing that black people decided as a community, this what we on.
Do you remember where you were at when the OJ verdict came out?
Yes, I do. I was at Andrew Hamilton Middle School. I was at my mentally gifted class sitting at the Mac computer.
You were in 6th or 7th?
I think 7th grade.
I was in 6th.
Yeah, I was in 7th grade. I was sitting at the Mac computer, the one that was shaped like this, the first one, shaped like these chairs with the little fucking monitor.
The disc on the front.
Yeah, the disc on the front. I'm sitting there doing something on the fucking computer, and then I remember
playing Oregon Trail.
Yeah, I remember my MG teacher putting the fucking verdict on the joint as they read it or whatever, and you got a classroom of 12 kids. It's half black, 4 white. And this is in the heart of West Philadelphia, 57th Spruce, half black, 4 white, and 2 Asian kids or whatever. And I remember they reading the not guilty verdict, and all the black kids jumped the fuck up and was like, yeah. And I could just see the look of horror come across my teacher's face. And she's like, why are these little niggas? And she's an older white lady, sweetest lady, but she's like, why are these little niggas celebrating what is going on here?
I have a tendency to remember everything vividly. Yeah. And that's one of those moments where it's I went to Spruce Hill. I was in 6th grade and we had study hall. Study hall was down the street from the main building. It was a chapel that they had renovated. And you would go into there and basically it was just a big ass chapel where you could just stretch out on the floor. You could be over here. It was a chapel. You know what I mean? Yeah. So kids is laying around, sitting around, people doing projects over there. It was just big ass study hall and shit. And I'll never forget it. I had 3 white teachers because I was in 6th grade. Now you started to move around the building and shit.
Yeah.
It was Miss Taylor who did math and science. It was Miss Lucas who did reading and writing and all of that. And then Miss Ross. She was our social studies teacher. And I never forget it because Miss Lucas was the first person I ever seen drink cold coffee. She used to get coffee and put it in a cup and then put ice and shit.
Oh man, she's a trailblazer.
And I used to, and when I see like iced coffee drinks now, I'd be like, oh, I remember Miss Lucas, and we used to think it was the craziest, like she's drinking cold coffee. But nonetheless, she had that big ass cold coffee in her hand, and they put the verdict thing on television. And I remember thinking like, yeah, we don't ever watch anything in here. Like, why is this on?
Yeah.
And literally it was like, oh shit, the OJ. And you know, we was all into the OJ shit like crazy. And they started reading the verdict. And you remember they stumbled with his name. Yeah. And I don't know why I thought when they did that, it was like saying like he was guilty. Yo, when they was like not guilty, same exact reaction. We, for whatever reason, we aren't in the politics. We aren't in the law. We aren't in the criminality, criminal justice. None. For whatever reason, we exploded. And I'll never forget, Miss Lucas looked dead at Miss Ross with that. And Miss Ross, this is when you know white people are confused. This is what she did. Because both her hands were free. She put her hands in her hair and was like, and you when white people, they put their hands in their hair, and I'll never forget that face she had. And I was like, oh boy, we got some race, we got a bomb burner today, boy. That's my dad worked at 30th Street at the post office. Yeah. He was like, people were literally out on the roofs of their cars in traffic celebrating. He's like, and he was looking, he's like, I never seen nothing.
Yeah, like because it's not based on law. It's not based on data or evidence or precedent. It's just a visceral reaction of, especially at that time, coming off of the Rodney King beating and LA riots and all of that shit, feeling like not only did a black man get one over on America, but got one over on Los Angeles County, more importantly, because of their tepid history when it came to race relations.
They interviewed the juror and she was just like, we knew from jump.
Yeah, we was ready to go home.
He was ready to go home and he was going home too. We ain't even give a fuck. I say it all the time. You know I never steer y'all wrong. Paul Mooney has a stand-up called Mr. Paul Mooney, and it's a complete breakdown of everything. It's literally like 24 parts of the O. Yeah. And he's like, OJ trumped everything. More ratings than the Super Bowl. It's all people care about. People, it's literally, they only care about OJ. He's like, do you know Africans are leaving Africa? They're getting into tankers and rafts, and they're floating to America to try to live a better life. They're out there in the water for 12 days. No food, nothing to drink. The Coast Guard has to save them. The Coast Guard pulls the tanker into the shore. They open it, they say, please, please, I need water, food, and what's going on with OJ?
What's going on
with OJ? I've been out there for 12 days. Like, that shit was crazy, man. It was the one time where this nation kind of got gripped by the balls.
Yeah, everybody knew. Everybody had a rooting interest, and everybody knew where they were when that verdict came.
Honestly, I think it's the 90s 9/11. You remember where you was at. You remember where you was at for the chase. You remember where you was at for the verdict. You remember all that shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That Paul Mooney take on it was excellent. He's like, the chase he finally pulled in the driveway. I said, bet, now I can get some sleep. I've been up all night worrying about this nigga get home safe. Like, OJ shit was crazy, man. So, you know, he's polarizing.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The man won a Heisman. The man rushed for 2,000. The man's one of the greatest football players ever.
He did the Hertz commercials. He did the fucking Naked Gun movies. Like,
you know, and then to have that fall from grace with all of that around it, he was never going to just go back to just being Orenthal.
No.
It was impossible. You know what I mean? He made the most of it till he ran up in there for them trophies. Yeah. You know what I mean? That, you know.
Whooped everybody's ass.
You know, Jimmy.
He say, you niggas got some recorders up in here?
Yo.
Like, he asked important questions.
Paul Mooney said everybody had a tape recorder for OJ. he said, did you hear the tapes? I know OJ's in trouble. He's like, y'all don't know. I know OJ from back in the day. I knew Nicole, but when she was young and fine, I know him well. I was hang out with him and Richard. He's like, what year did OJ rush for 2,000? What was that, 74?
74, 73.
He's stuck in 74. He never left. He's like, they played the tape. I said, oh, OJ's talking like Dolomite. He said the tape cut on and OJ talking about, all right, don't none of you jive Tom Turkeys try to split. He's like, OJ never left the 70. Fucking idiot, man. But yeah, man, OJ was just polarizing. And, you know, people, I don't know why they can't understand it. If Pablo Escobar is polarizing after he slaughtered half of a country,
if political figures, all kind of shit.
If El Chapo is still I saw a video came across my YouTube feed. It said, "How is El Chapo being treated in prison?" That shit had 19 million views. What the fuck? Like,
y'all better not be treating Shorty
better not be treating Chapo bad. Like, dog, if you're Al Capone, people think about this. People every fucking day pay money to go see Al Capone jail cell.
Yep.
That nigga is world famous or infamous for the St. Valentine's Day massacre, in which he had 4 people dress up as fucking cops, line up 7 of his people he was beefing with from the gang that was beefing with the outfit in Chicago and slaughtered them on Valentine's.
Yep.
People pay money. They go $14. Where is he laying? So it's like they turn around and look at other people and just like, no, it worked the same way. If Al Capone is going to be revered, why isn't Aaron Jones?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny.
That's real.
If y'all are going to revere John Gotti, how can't, Alpo or Rich Porter be revered?
Yeah, I mean, shit, America has a love affair and infatuation with criminality and lawlessness.
But I think they have a love affair with white.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because they feel, if it's white, it's right, and it's like an element of like, oh, the organization, the thought process is like, he could have run a Fortune 500 company and all that shit. It's like, this nigga was a street punk.
I was at, when we was at the what was the concert shit we went to?
Oh, the Free Larry Hoover concert?
Yeah. White boy had on a fucking Charles Manson t-shirt. Like, he was beating them hoes. Like, what the fuck?
This ain't nothing to glorify, my brother.
But it's like, that's just the way it go. But we'll be here all day with that. I want to get into the real nitty gritty of what went down the past couple days, man.
Yeah.
Well, really the last 17 hours. The rap community has spiraled out of control.
We here.
It has spiraled out of control.
And this is only like round 0.5. This shit is about, it's about to go for 4 months.
Can I start with this? And I'm pretty sure you're probably in the same realm of where I'm at.
Okay, let's do it.
The goalpost moving of just life.
Yeah.
We've gotten so bad with our personal takes and our personal agendas that we will straight rewrite not even old history. We'll rewrite present day what's actually happening for the sake of, well, I don't like him, or I don't like her, or I like him and I like her.
Yeah. That's
not how rap works. Rap is an objective ear to everything. That's the way it kind of goes.
It's there are technical elements to the rap genre,
right?
But a lot of it is, do you have soul? Do you have rhythm? And how your ear, your mind, and your body reacts to the performance art of what someone is saying and doing.
Now, I'm not saying that you're not supposed to like what you like and dislike what you don't dislike. You should have that individuality and be proud to stand on it. But I've noticed just in looking at a couple posts and bunch of comments and posts, there are a lot of people who that they can't be swayed going into it.
Yeah.
And there's really no reason to even discuss it or go back and forth with you, because you're not going to leave from this with anything. You're not trying to take any information. Yeah. You're just not trying to change your opinion. So yesterday we were leaving the event. I'm driving back up KOP and shit. I get a text from my homie. He like, yo, it's on. I'm like, got robbed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is he talking about? Then Kimba texted me, was like, yo, Drake got them niggas. And I'm just like, the fuck is he talking about? So then I open my Instagram. The first thing I see is like, oh my God, the boy, and da-da-da. I'm just like, but you and Rod didn't say nothing, and y'all are normally like my
your barometer of
y'all my consiglières for rap shit.
Yeah.
So y'all didn't say nothing, but I'm like, I know you out because we was just out. I'm like, maybe I don't know. So then I do some digging. I see like, oh, Drake dropped a response to the Like That record, and I saw people like, is it AI? Is this real? All of that shit.
It was what I'll say is this: it was a very sloppy release.
I don't even know if it was a release.
It wasn't a release.
Yeah.
It was like a forced release. It was like, nigga, you keep putting these fucking Instagram stories up, and Trey Mission and Baca and Chubbs and all these niggas keep alluding to this record. We're going to take the record from you and force you to put it out. And essentially what leaked was a reference track. And we don't know who leaked it. We don't know the source of the leak or whatever. But Akademiks ended up with the record. Like, somebody directly sent it to him. And then from that, Drake was like, yo, stop playing this fucking bullshit. This is the reference version. Here's the real one. And then Akademiks debuted the shit on his stream, which essentially streaming has become the new radio in real time right in front of our eyes. Because there was a time where Funk Flex gets that record first. K-Slay gets that record first.
K-Slay had Ether.
Yes. Big Boy gets that record first. Whereas now we're bypassing radio to go directly to streaming, to where now it's like, look at Akademiks, a goofy ass fucking muskrat. Let's call him what he is. But the nigga is plugged in. He's very well connected, and he's very perceptive about things as it relates to hip hop culture. So much so, he has his finger on the pulse, so much so that not only Drake, but Rick Ross gave him a reply to debut on his stream as well. All within the span of an hour. So it's like, so when you're looking at this shit and you like, for somebody like me that's a content person, I'm sitting back watching this shit like, we got to get swifter. We got to get more nimble. We got to be able to respond to shit damn near like in real time, because shit is happening so fast that on Friday, Ak and Joe Budden did a podcast together for Joe Budden Podcast for Patreon. And then basically everything they said on Friday didn't matter on Saturday. That's how fast this shit is moving now. We've never seen this before.
I mean, that's the power of the internet.
Yeah.
That's what Bill Clinton and Al wanted.
That's fucking broadband. Y'all wanted that broadband, nigga.
Yeah, ain't no dial-up, nigga. This shit coming at you. Like, yeah, real talk. So I cut it on, and I think this week has shown us, you can chime in if you want. There are 4 people who are clearly just at the present day at the top of this rap music thing. Yeah. There are tons of offshoot people, and there are legends that are grandfathered and all that shit, but it's Kendrick Lamar, it's Future, it's Drake, and it's J. Cole. Yes. That's kind of what we have. J. Cole this week kind of like bowed out.
He eliminated himself.
Yeah, nah, you know what?
I don't know. Ain't no conda.
Yeah, you know what? Nah.
People on Twitter have said what J. Cole did is the equivalent of like, yo, them niggas shooting, go in the house. Like, like the old heads came and told the young boy, get the fuck out this corner. It's about to get real. About to get crazy out here. Yeah. And he said, you know what? Thank you. Yeah. And took his ass in the house.
Yeah. So J. Cole kind of like showed, even though I think J. Cole can rap his ass off, you're not that.
To that point, let me put this in, no Diddy. To that point, I think the frustration.
I looked at Dad. That's what fucked it up. If I don't look at Dad, I
don't laugh. The point is this, right? Jesus, the reason why people are mad at J. Cole is because it's a couple different things going on here. One, let's just take me for instance. When he first came out, I'm not the biggest J. Cole fan.
You have a car.
Yeah, exactly. I have a car. I have gas money. I have a debit card. I have a bank account. I get haircuts with regularity. Like, so just my
that debit card, boy.
That just had a Capital One card too. You know what I'm saying? That's some whole other type of thing going on. You know?
Oh man.
And so what he was talking about, that country bumpkin city boy going to college, it just didn't appeal to me. And the way he was delivering it was so like, as a rapper, if I could call out your punchlines, you ain't that. And over time, he developed and got so skilled that on this show, you my pod partner. I done said how many times J. Cole is arguably the best rapper alive, going back to 2020.
I like J. Cole's, the way he puts together his lines. I like them more than I like pretty much all these other rappers.
Facts.
When it comes to his lines are so witty. And you know those lines where like, you hear them and you really gotta like think it out.
Yeah.
It's not like
nigga
that.
said, I'm the hardest shit out the South since slavery.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah.
It's like stuff like that. So seeing his trajectory and him just on a roller coaster, just going up, going up, going up, going up. This whole last 10 years, he's just been going up, going up, going up. And to the point where we feel like he was going to peak at the fall off. Like he hasn't even reached the peak of the mountaintop yet. So in doing so, you've been actively telling niggas, I can't wait till a nigga get out of pocket. I can't wait to show one of you rap niggas how nice I am.
And it's so crazy because like you, to that point you just said, I remember hearing J. Cole say certain shit where it was just like, yo, nobody better ever try this nigga. That's how it felt.
You gonna die, Jack.
That nigga said, I came up around plugs. I was in AC and DC, like adapters. I was like,
wait what?
like J. Cole really nice. So when you see this and you see the whole, like that shit happen, it was like, oh, okay, cool. Then J. Cole drops the fucking random album.
He was the first one to jump out there.
Drill.
Yeah.
And 7 Minute Drill was like, it was okay. I didn't think it was special. I didn't think it was great. It was okay. But then to see you have like a whole existential crisis afterwards, again, he walked to the concert.
Yeah.
And then got there and was just like, you know what, man, I walked here a couple miles.
Man, that was a long walk, Jack.
What Bubba Sparks said, been a long down dusty road. Like, I've been walking down this long down dusty road. And I you know what? That was some nut shit in me.
Yeah, I shouldn't have did that.
I apologize.
I like everything about that project, but it's just one thing that I did on that thing now.
I apologize. And to that point that you just said with all of this streaming and Casanat and Ack and everything, and I know I'm kind of like a nostalgist to where you get the rap record that's a diss, you got months to say something.
Yeah.
And I'm understanding more and more that that's just not reality. It's
just out the
anymore.
window.
Like if you wait 4 months, you might it might be over.
Yeah, they might clown you. Like, are you still on that?
You a weirdo.
Like, Doom 3 just dropped. Like, we at the movie theater.
Yeah. New Avengers. Like, what are you talking about?
Fucking Deadpool, Wolverine. Like, what?
So I'm realizing, and this is the part where I had this conversation with someone else, and I'm realizing like, oh yeah, you do have to respond now within a matter of days.
Yeah.
To that point, Drake clowned Meek for not responding in 4 days.
Been here for 4 days, dog. Where y'all at?
And then,
I came here in a rave bumping AR, and that caused the whole
and that,
fucking...
free ab, you know what I'm saying? That started a whole thing. But it's like, yeah, that's the reality. Now, you kind of do have to respond in a timely manner.
Yeah.
You see how fast you can take something away from a conversation? My homie, shout out Chris, he made me realize, like, yo, you can't, he's like, you mentioned on the pod, like, Jay dropped Takeover in the summer and Nas responded in December. It's like, nigga, you wait 6 months, nigga, you out the game.
Yeah, we're gonna give you an L by default. We're gonna give you a default judgment.
You can come back with the greatest shit ever, but it's just like, nah.
Yeah, nah, we not even on that. Like,
yeah. Kanye just said something crazy. Like, we not
did
even...
you know Kanye a billionaire?
And I think people need to understand that, especially our age group, where it's like, yo, you do have to respond in a timely manner. Yeah. And I accept
and
that
that's
now.
part of that is par for the course in terms of the era, because it's like, if we're making an argument that these rappers, like we argue for athletes, are bigger, faster, stronger, better with the pen, wittier, more advanced, had y'all game tapes to study from, blah, 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 made them better MCs, then y'all should be able to turn around what they took for 4 months in 4 days.
Real shit. So J. Cole dropped, didn't feel the reaction or how he felt after. I don't know what went on. He drunk some tea and was just like, you know what? No, I ain't fucking
got
with
a
it.
colonic and was like,
nah. I'm taking this down. This is some bullshit. He takes it down, sets the internet off. So it's kind of looking like, all right, well, you know, Future's on his run right now. They dropped the second part of the album.
Yeah.
We Still Don't Trust You. He's got a couple real good songs in there.
Super good songs.
J. Cole pops up on Red Leather. Yeah. And I'm just like, and then Cole's whole crew is immediately like, well, no, we did that months ago.
We've been declared that.
We've been that, we knew, you know what I'm saying?
And it's like, nigga, you need to unclear that.
You need to unclear that.
Tonight. Because here's the thing.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Here's the thing, right? Optics.
Yes.
You ain't dissing. But this is what it looks like to me as a hip hop fan and a hip hop historian and somebody that is a cultural critic that understands this shit better than 99% of the population. You got dissed on part one. In between part one, you made a reaction to you getting dissed. You then retracted said diss and apologized for making him diss you because you've been taking shots at the nigga for 4 years straight. All these little clever, little witty fucking bars, you fucking witty ass, talented ass rapper. You've been poking the bear, and then the nigga came outside and pawed you in the face, and then you apologized, and then now you on part 2? Yeah. The optics of this looks crazy to where it's like, yo, you're taking your time at your festival to make it about another nigga that ain't even here. When the nigga that just fucking took you around the world on tour, gave you your first #1 and all of that, you leaving him to fight 20 niggas by himself. And
I love the reaction videos to all of this.
Oh my goodness.
The best one I seen with this was Drake calling Cole after seeing him on the new Future album, and it was Sosa. I told you, don't ever fuck with me, you fucking monkey. I was dying off of that shit. But yeah, then Cole popped up on Red Leather on We Still Don't Trust You, and I'm just like, I don't even know what the fuck to make.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Remember last week I was like, this is just some Cole shit, but now I'm just like, I don't know what this is. This makes zero sense. So fast forward to yesterday, I'm riding, get the text from Chris, I get the text from G, I get a text from Jules, then Kimba hit me. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, yo? And sure enough, it was a real track.
Yeah.
People started getting the CDQ and it was out. Now, the release of it was just retarded.
I was on Kraken Files listening to this shit. I don't even know what that is.
It was just bad. It was just terrible. I don't even know. Again, the release, how it got out, I don't know. I guess people was just so antsy, whatever.
Yeah, y'all, if you won't put it out, we'll put it out.
Right. So I cut the shit on and I listened to it the first time. And the first time the beat is just, it catches you. Yeah. I had it in the car with the bass hammer in my truck.
The beat and the mix, the first 3 times you hear it, I think the beat, the mix, his cadence, because he's like he's on the beat. He's married to this fucking beat. So that's for me, the first 3 times I heard it, I've heard it 100 times, literally. I'm not exaggerating at this point, y'all. I've heard it 100 times. So the first 3 times, I'm just enamored with the beat, the mix, the master, the dropouts. I'm paying attention to all of this because production matters, especially when you talking about a diss track. Think about the fucking first moment we hear Ether. Fuck Jay-Z. Like, that sets the tone for what you're about to hear going forward. Because for all intents and purposes, Ether is a very stripped down beat. Takeover annihilates it as far as in production, but how you structure this and the fact that it is stripped down and it's not overly polished and all of that shit adds to
Nas rap
what
so
he's
good
doing.
On Ether that it made Ron Brown a star.
Made him a guy. Made him a bull.
I think it was Ether Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So I'm listening to the diss track. I listened to it the first time. I listened to it again. I listened to it maybe the 3rd or 4th time. After about the 4th time of just banging with the melody and the fact that he was really, really flowing, now it's like, all right, let's get into what's being said and how this is actually going in response to Kendrick on Like That.
Yeah.
And y'all get mad at me if you want. He hit every point, I think, the way he was supposed to for it to be a round 1 type situation.
Yeah.
And I said this yesterday. What this kind of shows is we clearly know now it's Kendrick, Future, and Drake for like the big dogs of rap.
Yeah.
Cole is just, I'm not.
You just substitute teacher.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If y'all need me, I'll come down there.
No, we ain't fucking with it.
But it just is what it is. Kendrick is over here as far as lyricism.
Yeah.
Future is over here as far as creating a hit 2.5-minute record.
I said it on Twitter the other day. The nigga don't know how to make a bad song.
He literally can just make a good melody whenever the fuck he wants to. But Drake is in that, you know, that Venn diagram where Future's never gonna rap like that.
No.
He's never gonna get on a track.
We've heard Future with Kendrick.
He's never gonna get on a track and he's going to lyrically go for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Kendrick will lyrically go for 19 days. Yeah. That's why he's over there. But Drake is in that middle spot where it's like, I can make the poppin' record and lyrically do whatever. Yeah. This is the reason why Back to Back was 6 times platinum and nominated for a Grammy. Yeah. No one else can do that. And you look at Future for all of the hits that he can do, you're never gonna just cut on and hear Future lyrically assassinating someone. It's gonna be the greatest melody and he's gonna ride the beat, no Diddy, better than most people
and
can.
He's gonna give you hella one-liners, but it's not really lyricism.
But when you look at Kendrick and Drake, they're really the same person in the fact that, let's be real here, we've seen them go bar for bar with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Drake did it on Pound Cake. Kendrick did it on Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. We've seen Drake go bar for bar with Kendrick.
Yes.
He put Kendrick in a bag on Poetic Justice.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen. So them two are just great lyrically, but then Drake knows how to make these records. And you've seen it time and time again. The drop and give me 50 shit, it actually is like catchy as fuck. So I'm like, I liked it. And I think round one was pretty dope. I will say this. Watching the Kendrick stands.
They're unraveling.
Like to where it's like, y'all are fighting. What y'all always say? No, I just want niggas to rap. The nigga rapped for 3.5 minutes and rapped that nigga straight said, I'm on top of the mountain, so you tight now. Just to have this convo with you, I had to hike down. No, I had to hike down.
Yeah.
I had to hike down. Big difference between Mike then and Mike now. Like he addressed every single line out there. He got it, Rick Ross. He opened
up. He kicked Future in the chest.
Niggas didn't even dig the one-liner he gave to The Weeknd. Came pushing like he just was drawling.
Yeah.
He was drawling. He was rapping. And I'm like, this shit is really fucking good. And my man yesterday was like, I don't even understand the dissing towards Ross and Future. Like, okay, you did some songs with him, but it's like niggas helped propel your career. And I'm just like, no, the fuck they didn't. I'm like, what the fuck do y'all be talking about? I'm like, I love Future, dog. Future is fantastic. Yeah. But let's be real here. Future got 3 #1 records. 2 of them are Drake records, and the other one is a Drake diss. Rick Ross only has 3 songs to ever clear the top 10 on Billboard. They're all Drake records. Yeah. We have to stop these like lying ass things just for the sake of lying.
To that point, I had a debate with my man. Shout out my man Flynn. We had a little bit of a debate yesterday on Twitter, and his thing was like Drake needed the streets, and you know it was people like Rick Ross that solidified him in the streets and blah blah blah, and their relationship was mutually beneficial. And I'm like, all right, here's the flaw in your argument. So Far Gone was long before Drake met Rick Ross. So that's the first thing. So Far Gone is already established. That shit got Grammy nominated and all of that shit, re-released as a commercial album with 9 songs, reworked it, took some of the non-original production off, That did what it did. And on there, he's rapping with the best rapper alive, Lil Wayne. Mm-hmm. Then on his debut album, on Thank Me Later, we sell 447,000 first week. And on here, I have T.I., Jeezy, and Wayne. 3 artists that just in this pantheon of Southern hip hop alone, let alone hip hop period, are all superior to you in every metric at that point in 2010 or whatever it was when that fucking album came out. So my standpoint is this: if you got this debut album that goes triple platinum, that got T.I., that got a crazy Jeezy verse on there, that got a all-time great Lil Wayne verse on there, and I'm signed to the greatest executive in the history of black music, Birdman, and I'm also signed to the best rapper fucking alive, a nigga that all of that you Ross, that you Jeezy, that you T.I. have all clamored to work with. If I have that at my disposal all the time, where I could just, it's nothing to get a verse from him. How then do we juxtapose me needing somebody like Ross when I already got the 3 artists that are all universally accepted as being better, bigger, and more successful than him? It doesn't compute.
My homie said, no, Ross gave him that street cred. I'm like, you niggas still think the streets matter in the world, and I'm here to tell you they don't. Because every record that these niggas did together, are we about to pretend that Drake didn't put this nigga away on everything?
Every single one.
On Lemon Pepper Freestyle, on Lord Knows, on fucking Money in the Grave, on fucking I'm On One, on, like, are we about
on Stay Scheming?
Nigga, are we about to do this?
It's just a nasty, like, disingenuous sentiment, man.
The nigga said it. Y'all clicking up. They make excuses because they hate to see me.
Yeah.
It make total sense. I'd be annoyed too. You go get a jet and this nigga got a fucking cargo plane.
Yeah, you go get a $50 million house and he got a $100 million house.
I get it. But what he did on that record was he rapped excellent, and he got at every little thing out there. Shout out to that NBA hooper who be busting out the gritty. Like, he got at everybody.
Yeah.
All little slick shit get picked up.
What he's doing right now is what Jay-Z did in the early 2000s. And some of y'all that's listening to this or watching this not going to be old enough to know what I'm referencing, but I'm going to tell you. Back in the early 2000s, Jay-Z was so successful and so rich and so richer than his peers that niggas were actively using, I'm a diss Jay-Z as a rollout. I'm a diss Jay-Z to get my single buzzing. I'm a diss Jay-Z just because it's Tuesday. And they were basically using his success against them because Jay had 50 million in 98. Jay had platinum jewelry, real platinum jewelry and real GIA certified diamonds and all of that in 97. So niggas is trying to use Jay's success against him. Niggas like Mace, niggas like Mino, niggas from Harlem World, niggas like J.O. Felony. And you know what Jay did? He put every last one of them niggas in a blender. On Mine Right Remix, he told Mino, you think niggas was shooting your fat ass out of cannons before? I'm that nigga. Like, niggas that not even in his same stratosphere, he bodied them all. And it was all tied to the fact that somebody like Wendy Williams could go on the radio and say, I'm here to tell y'all, every single woman Jay-Z has worked with, he's had sex with them. So it's a jealousy element of it. And she named every woman. Blue Cantrell, Mariah Carey, this person, he fucked them all. This is the #1 radio personality in the country on the radio, prime time, drive time radio saying this shit, and nobody refuted it. Nobody came out and said, no, that ain't true, So for niggas that ain't getting as much money as him, who jewelry is not as clean as his, who bank account is not as crazy as his, hear this shit, they like, nah, fuck that. I'm dissing this nigga just because. And the Drake shit is the same fucking thing. Rick Ross sat here and said, I got a problem with Drake.
I don't want to get to the Ross.
All right.
Yet. I want to finish with the Drake diss that came out. I want to talk about the talking.
No, but I'm not talking about the Ross diss record. I'm talking about what his reasoning behind it. He said, I diss Drake because he sent French Montana a cease and desist and stopped his record and And it's like, well, French ain't mad at Drake. French still following Drake. French trying to get a record right now. And the reason why he sent the cease and desist, because again, niggas love leaving shit out of context because Rick Ross is a fucking WWE character. The reason why he sent the cease and desist is because he was dissing fucking Kim Kardashian on a record and they have a personal relationship and her and Kanye are divorced now. It's no reason to do that. I don't want that shit out there. So do the record, but I'll give you another verse. But if you trying to be messy and capitalize off this moment from 4 years ago that I gave you for something that was relevant then, that could have came out, I'm not on that right now. You not putting this record out, blood. And we fixed it where Weezy jumped on the record. So how the fuck are you mad about a situation that don't have nothing to do with you? You mad about a situation that you just saw niggas, the wave is to go against Drake? All right, say less. Because you didn't have this energy when Drake was putting his foot in Meek ass. You got on the radio and said, I got to call it down the middle. You know, they both my homies. And
I got to stay down the middle with this one.
And he was kicking Meek back in. And what did Meek do? Meek came out of this whole shit looking like a hero because he went on Twitter and said, man, when two niggas you fuck with is beefing, it's best to just mind your business. I said, it's the best shit this nigga said in 5 years.
Best tweet of the month for sure.
For sure.
For sure the best tweet of the month.
You've been on a horrible run. You cleaned it all up in one joint.
For sure the best tweet of the month.
So how you, Ross, with all of these brains, all of this strategy, all of these smarts, you say, I'm going to go against the biggest shit in music just cause other niggas is mad at him. So I'm going to make up a reason to be mad. When in reality, it's more tied to the fact that my house bigger than yours. I got more money than you. I probably fucked Christina Mackey head off after that concert. Like, Tia Kemp, your baby mama, is on live saying, you've been hating me for years and you jealous and you talk about me in your sleep. Like, that's what it really is. And you want to make up a reason to make it look good so you don't look like a miserable hater because you want to strip all of this context from these arguments. And to that point, right, let's stay right here. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. Let's stay right here. Don't move. When Kendrick told, I mean, not Kendrick, when Pusha told Drake, you signed the one nigga that signed to another nigga that signed to three niggas, now that's bad luck. It was all kiki ha and funny and Millhouse, hey, it was all of that shit. Now that Drake is telling Kendrick, one of the most prolific writers, one of the most talented artists of all time, yeah, nigga, Top told you better drop and give me 50% of everything you drop. Now it's, oh, hold on, but when you think about it, and actually, and let's pull out the calculator and let's analyze this, because sometimes, 100% of nothing is zero. Like, all of that shit started, and it's like, yo, y'all clown this nigga mercilessly based off of the conjecture of, and I know people in the music industry. I got friends, I got homies, I got people that I talk to all the time that are in the music industry. And what one of my close friends told me is that Drake not in a bad deal. He just not getting what he's supposed to get. He said, for instance, I'll give you the Jay-Z deal. It's like the last deal Jay-Z did around Blueprint 2 time, he was getting $7 a CD. That was the number one. He was the number one person in the music industry as far as like across the board, more than Mariah Carey, more than Michael Jackson at the time, all of that shit. He got $7 per CD. He said Drake right now was basically getting the equivalent of like $2 out of every 10. So he's getting like 20%. So he's like, is it a bad deal? No, but it's like a new artist deal. And he's already shown himself to be outperforming any new artist. So in reality, he should be getting like 50, 60% out of every dollar that he earns, not 2 out of every 10. Drake doesn't have a budget. I don't know. And I told y'all on this show before, it might have been on Patreon. I want to say it again because it's relevant now. Because it's certain shit that we say over and over and over again because there's no more than one way to tell the truth. There's only one other person in the Universal Music Group system that has that there ain't no budget shit, and that's Marshall Mathers. Again, a close friend of mine that's in the music industry. He had a homegirl that worked in the accounting in the department for Universal Music Group. She said, yeah, Eminem doesn't have a budget. He calls in, he tells us what he needs per him turning in an album, and we just give it to him. She said on the Recovery album, he requested $19 million. We cut him a check and we processed it. So this is the same deal that Marshall had in 04, 05 and all of that shit when he was selling 750 to 2 million records a fucking week. This is the same fucking deal, but it's like in a digital era where there's no overhead. So now we can give you even more fucking money because we don't even have to take the time to press up the physical, the copies and handle the distribution channels and all of this shit. It's just uploading the fucking link and making sure that nobody hacks the server. And he's been out of it damn near as long as he was in it. He got out of the deal in 18. It's 2024. Since then, it's been reported there was a $500 million deal. Akademiks said that. Drake hit him up and said, higher. He texted some arrows like up, like no, higher. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know what the fuck that deal is. We don't know what that deal is. So for Ross, I don't even want to jump the gun. Continue where you're going.
Another part of the verse that had people going the fuck off was when he said, Pipsqueak pipe down, you ain't no big three, SZA got you wiped down, Travis got you wiped down, Savage got you wiped down, like your label boy, you in the scope right now, and you gonna feel the aftermath of what I write down. I'm at the top of the mountain, so you tight now. Just I had this talk with your ass, I had to hike down. Big difference between Mike then and Mike now. What the fuck is this, a 20v1 nigga? What's a prince to a king, he a son nigga? I get more love in the city that you from nigga, and Metro shut your whole ass up and do them drums nigga. And
drop the beat out.
And then that set everybody off. And my favorite joint was Nick Cannon playing the drum mad as shit. And it's just like, end of the day, what is Metro's real beef with him? Do you know?
Allegedly, it's about a girl. Now,
seems to be about
girls. We won't ever really know the true, actual, 100% of if that is the actual case or if it's something else. But it seems very petty because around the time that her loss got released and Heroes and Villains was coming out, Drake submitted a verse for Metro's album. And Metro said, a fan asked him like, yo, was the Drake verse going to be on such and such? Because he was telling people, yeah, I'm waiting on his Drake vocals to come in on his Khaled shit. So he went from that to, oh yeah, no, it ain't fit. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no space on the album. Like on some like petty shit. And it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what is this about? But essentially what Akademiks is saying is that this is Cash and Metro against Drake. And it's them riling everybody else up to be like, man, didn't that nigga fuck your girl? Didn't that nigga go on a date with your old lady? Cash is the Weeknd's and Metro's manager.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, Cash XO or whatever like that. But it's like, yeah, it's just one of them things where it's like, misery loves company, and they're just all riling everybody up in order to get them to really examine your relationships and just really think about it. It's like, that nigga ain't really help you out as much as you did. You helped him, if anything. It's like one of them Jones, you know what I mean? And it's like, we're probably going to never understand the true and living nature of it, because like I said about, like the Rick Ross shit, nobody's going to come out and say nothing that's going to make them look like a hoe or make them look tender or like you just picking a fight for no reason. You know what I mean? So they're all going to stand on it like, no, that nigga did me wrong and this is my get back and all this shit. And it's like,
that nigga did me wrong.
It's like, y'all acting unusual.
Man. The last one I'm gonna take out of this is when he said, and I couldn't believe that this became a thing, but he said, money wise, you niggas not fucking creeping up. And I saw like the Kendrick stands really like, nah, the K Dot on his level, and I'm just like, what level?
No fucking not.
It's just like, this goes into the Rick Ross. Now you can bring that into play, where it's like, if you gonna diss the man, come at his sneaks. The hair,
the swag, all of that shit. Like,
but it's like and this be my knock when it comes to like street niggas and street influence rap at times. They hate you bringing up the numbers. They hate it. They don't ever want to hear that shit. Yeah. Ever. Who the fuck give a fuck about sales and all that? They say shit like that. Yeah. But the moment they sell something,
they tell everybody.
Everybody got to know what we sold. Now, it's that shit. Last week, I saw when people were making the comparisons for Future, they were talking about how successful Future is. And Future is very successful. Yeah. They're not taking away from that. I think him and Drake are on the top of that mountain, honestly, together.
Yeah, I agree.
Because having 10
They're my two favorite artists.
Having 10 #1 albums is a fucking feat.
Yeah.
But the reality is he has 10, Drake has 13.
Yeah.
He has 3 #1s, Drake has 13. He has one of the biggest tours in hip hop history, but it's with Drake, and Drake has 3 of the other biggest hip hop tours in history. There's really no comparison when it comes to the numbers or the stats.
Yeah, when you start adding the commercial aspect of it and the consumption aspect of it, Kendrick did have one tick mark in his favor where it's like, yo, he just had the highest grossing hip hop tour of all time. But then Drake came back around and in 35 dates, he crushed your number.
It's just what it is. Kendrick, again, the Kendrick stands when Damn sold 650 first week.
They didn't shut the fuck up.
It was great. It was phenomenal. The reality is Drake has 5 albums that have done that. 5. He's got 2 albums that have done 900 in the first week, and he's got 1 million in a week. He did the big thing they always say rappers can't do. Eminem, Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, and fucking Drake have done it. Yeah. 1 million in a week. Remember when we marveled because Snoop did 800 in a week? So it's like when it comes to sales, when it comes to
when T.I. did 600,
nigga. Remember Drake said it on his joint. Like y'all niggas can't get a show outside of the States for Vanan.
Hey man,
I'm popping in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan. Like that's the reality. It's not hating. Future's biggest tour, you were my
Summer
feature.
16 tour.
You were my feature. So it's like let's not trip off of this. He's not lying. The first #1, I had to put it in your hand. I put a #2 in your hand. I put a 4 in your hand. Like we ain't even mentioning those.
We not even talking about the other.
We not even bringing that up. Somebody had a graphic going around yesterday of all the things that Drake has like done for like the music community. Yeah. It's insane when you really look at it.
Drake's in a trick bag, and it's like
super trick bag.
I'm gonna keep comparing Drake to Jay-Z because that's the only comparison, because it's the only time I've seen this shit unfold the way that it has before. Where it's like if Drake jumps on niggas' songs and illuminates their talent and puts them on and do single deals with them and EP deals like he just did with 4 Bats and this, he's a culture vulture. If he don't do it, he's a fuck nigga. He hogging the ball because you using all this superstardom and you just want to hold it for yourself and all these Toronto niggas.
He could do like, well, let me shut up. You know what I'm saying?
No, say it.
He could do like other artists do and just not work with anybody and shine light on anybody. But for Drake in just the last couple of years, look what he did for Yeet. Look what he did for Blue.
Yeah.
Look what he did for Block Boy JB. I'm talking about you made household names out of niggas.
Shit, look what he did for Fetty Wap. And
Nigga.
and Fetty Wap fucking was so goofy. Fetty Wap went on Akademiks podcast and talked about it. Fetty Wap said, man, he said Drake called him, was like, yo, I'm gonna do the remix. It's just it's me and you, dog. Like, I'm gonna do the video, everything, me and you. And Fetty Wap like, no, I put my man Monty on. And he like, nigga, me and you, you one-eyed motherfuckers. Me and you. Eye to eye, nigga.
You one-eyed motherfucker.
Don't do this. Don't fuck this up. Like the WNBA and Caitlin Clark. Don't fuck this up.
Dog.
And then Fetty Wap was like, you know what? Then I thought about it. Once I could have just got the verse in the official release, I could have just added Monty on it later. What the fuck was I thinking?
I got one that might be better than that. Look what he's doing with Sexy Red. He's doing this shit with so good with Sexy Red. People think he getting paid for it.
Niggas think it's a conspiracy.
Niggas think he working. And somebody else yesterday was like, the Drake, this is so good, niggas thought it was AI. Yeah. Niggas put it on AI. I was like, yeah, man, this is it's one of those trickery bags where it's like the Kendrick, oh my God. One of the niggas from around the way, I meant to show it to you the other day. You're gonna appreciate this. He's one of those bomb atomically niggas from like around my neighborhood.
Shoe stick niggas.
Shoe stick, fist medallion. You know what I'm saying? Like
got the metal balls like Furious Styles.
He one of them niggas, dog. But he be dancing. Like he used to dance and shit all the time.
Crumping?
Like just him dancing. Like because he one of those like hip hop hooray niggas, like, you know, he be break
the 5 elements.
Yeah, the 5 elements of hip hop and shit. This nigga posted a video on his Facebook the other day. Yo, he was break dancing to Triumph. I fell the fuck out. I ain't never seen a nigga break dance. I bomb atomically. I was like, what in the world?
Yo, you bombing the most atomically.
I meant to send that to y'all, but something happened.
He bombing so atomically, he gonna cause what they call it, an inversion on the.
Yo, nigga, that's the most unbreak danceable song on the planet. That nigga was.
We gonna find these break beats, goddamn.
That nigga was break dancing to Triumph, nigga.
That's like, a wild life.
What in the world?
It's a wild life, man.
But them type dudes, they're never coming around the mountain for Drake.
No.
Drake could cure cancer. Drake could pull a grandmama out of car fire. They're never coming around to anything Drake do or say. All those holistic hoes, they is not coming around. They're not. They're just not. So I look at this shit where it's like, if I can't beat y'all man in y'all eyes, what the fuck is the purpose in even doing this shit?
Yeah, and I just explained that to some of my homegirls earlier because they was asking me my take on the shit, and they like, do you think it's real? Da, da, da. I'm like, yo, I said Drake has been actively surveying the landscape around this like for years of like, if it's real, let's do it. Like, I'm down to compete, but tell me it's real, because when you did Control, you told me it wasn't real. I hit you and said, hey bro, what's going on? Oh no, it's just some hip hop shit, bro. I'm trying to ignite the culture. All right, cool, say that. Then you did the fucking Baby Keem shit or whatever, smoking on your top 5 and all that, and then you said that was a hip hop moment. That wasn't a real thing. It's like, so he's been actively trying to compete with the nigga, and he won't compete. Yeah. So they asking like, what do you think is going to happen? I'm like, I don't even think Kendrick's going to respond.
I mean, at the end of the day, Kendrick and Drake are formidable to rap.
Yeah.
Anybody saying that Drake can't survive a Kendrick is out of their fucking minds. We've seen it with 4 p.m. in Calabasas. We've seen Stay Scheming. We've seen all these different moments where he legitimately can rap his fucking ass off. Yeah. That's just stupid. And that's my biggest gripe. The way I know Kendrick is a lyrical juggernaut, can we not act like this nigga not that too?
Yeah.
For the sake of we trolling or doing whatever the fuck we doing. Let's not do that. Because when it come down to the nitty gritty, he can get on every level that any of these rappers get on, and he's been doing this shit since 2011.
Yeah, man,
this is just dumb.
I'm a Day Zero fan of both of these guys. You know, I had the Kendrick Lamar EP and Section 80 and all that shit before majority of people. I was blogging about fucking Kendrick and how talented he was on hip hop since 1987 and all of that shit. I got digital records of this. When fucking Drake had comeback season and all that shit, I took that fucking mix CD around to everybody I knew was like, yo, this is the next nigga. Like, this nigga rap, he sing, da-da-da-da, and had them anticipating so far gone. And I've seen that both their upward trajectory over the years, and what they do is very distinctively different at times, solely based on content, never based on skill level. And as black folks and as hip hop consumers, we have this thing where if somebody's content doesn't align with my values or what I think, then I diminish the skill level off the rip. And it's like that. It's like, and it happens on both sides. The super Drake fans that fuck with the hoes that get fly and buy bottles and this and this and this, they diminish Kendrick's skill because they don't fuck with the content. Kendrick fans, because they fucking burning incense and going to fucking pep rallies and all of that Black Power meetings and shit like that, they diminish the skill because they feel like it's too jiggy and too commercial.
Going to union strikes, they don't work. Just do it.
We gotta help the community. Like, so it happens on both sides. And like you said, to start this out, and this is a good way to bring it full circle, is moving the goalpost is at the heart of all of this shit. Because when Pusha T says something about Drake, it's when Drake says it's about Kendrick, we want to analyze and let's study this, and this is hatred of the real black man and his mama white, and don't you forget, and technically he ain't even from here, he's from Canada. And it's like all of this other shit that gets thrown into it. And as a Drake fan, when I hear Kendrick diss Drake, I did a solo fucking Patreon about it, just talking about like, yo, this is a missile strike against the best fucking living artist that we have. He gotta fucking respond some way, somehow. Don't be passive aggressive and try to meme your way out of it. And that was the consensus. Now that he's rapping, now we want to nitpick the rap and try to make it seem like he didn't deliver as compared to a nigga that only threw him a few lines when he threw him half a song.
This is where I'm at. I like what Future, Metro, and Kendrick did. Y'all got a #1 record out of it, and not just a #1 for 3 days. It's like #1 for like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah,
y'all got a #1 record out of it,
and it's not even a single.
It's real shit. It's not a single.
It's not service to radio. It's not fucking packaged up. When you go in Apple Music, you don't see a single under Future or Metro that's set for like that. It doesn't exist.
You got a #1 record out of it. Kendrick got his shit off, and he did some Part 5. The Heart Part 5 control shit and ignited hip hop culture, and people like, damn, we just kind of want to see rap diss and beef and battles. Okay, great. The reason I respect Drake Jones on the same level is because he left nothing unannounced.
Yeah.
He got at Metro, Future, Kendrick,
Weeknd,
Ross, Weeknd,
Cash,
Ja Morant, fucking somebody else caught a little bar in there. Damn, who the fuck else caught a one-liner in there? Even Cole. I don't give a fuck what Cole thing. That shit was weak. Like, it just he left nothing off the table and got at every little thing, even if it was for a bar. And that's what you're supposed to do in that situation. That's what Nas did when he did the freestyle. Shoot to Philly, order a cheesesteak and eat mean fast. Bring a bag of top, rule the fake king in New York. You show off a count dog who you sample them out. It's the same shit. So it's like if we've seen this from the greats, we've seen this from the Titans. Why are we acting like this is some other shit?
Real shit.
And I don't like that. And to go that route of like, I'ma just move the goalpost because fuck that cracker. It's like that's what I saw yesterday.
Yeah, my nigga mom got pink toes, nigga. Fuck that nigga.
That's what I saw. So I thought the Drake this was pretty good. I like the Kendrick. I like that is they used the drop from Rotten Spinners. That's phenomenal. Like it was a moment. It was a fucking lightning
like
rod.
That is excellent. It's like Thor's fucking hammer hitting the ground on Earth, and you there to witness the shit.
And they knew what they was doing. They knew how to make it a #1 record. They knew it. Getting the Kendrick feature, having the bomb of the verse that he did, it was nothing you could do. But Drake did what he was supposed to do in this, and anyone who's saying he didn't is just flat out.
And he did it as a white label where it's like, yo, this is for what it's for. I'm not even trying to commercially benefit off of it.
Like this ain't on Apple, none of that shit.
I don't need to diss y'all to make money. Y'all need to diss me to make money. We playing a different game. I'm a white label this shit and let the streamers have it.
Nigga.
Which is, again, that's another feather in his cap because he understands the immediacy of media and where shit is. And if I copyright it and I put it on Apple Music and this, the streamers can't play it because it's software that's gonna block this shit.
Yep.
So I'm gonna white label this shit and just let y'all have it.
Yeah, y'all have at it.
Do y'all thing.
Have at it.
And that's only gonna make it grow and grow bigger and bigger and bigger and spread to where it's like niggas has got Hulk share links on their phone trying to download this shit. You know what I'm saying?
So Drake dropped the diss and it ignited. I know Twitter is probably on fire.
Oh my goodness.
Facebook, Instagram was just nuts.
It hasn't stopped.
It was nuts. It was insane. The one-liners, the videos I saw, the Drake walking out the booth, it was like the flaming man walking down the street, all of that shit. It was funny as hell. Rick Ross had a response to the diss
in an hour.
Can we yellow button? Can we
yellow button hip hop?
I haven't talked to I got a you know people in the rap.
Yeah.
I know somebody at Guinness. I haven't talked to him yet, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Rick Ross might be the Guinness World Record holder for fastest response.
It has to be.
Rick Ross had that made already. It's literally, it's no other way. It was like Drake shit played and was like, it got done. It was like, oh yeah, no, drop it.
Oh no, that's a line in there about me.
Drop it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I love Rick Ross for being right back with a response, immediate with it. Rick Ross is one of my favorite artists to come along, especially from the last generation, that 2004 to 2014 era of rap. But brother, that Jones stunk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. That's my personal opinion. My homie hit me was like, we about to really act like Ross ain't been that nigga. Like Ross ain't really show us how to really do a car show. Like Ross ain't really crushed this shit when it came to his jewelry game and being that nigga and setting up Meek and putting on DC. And I'm like, all of that might be true. But brother, this song stinks. I'm like, we gotta cut the bullshit.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. You know, the immediacy of it, the speed of the release.
That's
and all
what
of
I respect the most.
Is what's pushing it
But
up.
I'm here to tell you, when you're talking on the disc more than you're rapping, you ran out of raps.
Yeah, because here's the thing. You know, like we said when we analyzed the Cat Williams situation, you can't be a little bit of a liar. Either you're a liar or you're a truth teller. And when you expose yourself with just blatant, like, unrealistic delusions of grandeur within this record, it's hard for me to take any of the other content of it serious, because it's like, what the fuck are you trying to accomplish here? You know, to and through this record. And, you know, for Ross to say blatantly and like damn near cut the beat out and say, got more money than you, what you want me to say? Yeah. I don't want you to say that. Like, I definitely don't. I don't want you to say that, because that lends itself to you are acting like game. You are acting like a Philly nigga in an argument where you saying anything to try to get your shit off.
Black culture at times. Not all the time. I'm gonna say a good 99% of it though. Niggas be like, fuck what's real, fuck the truth, fuck fact. I just want to win. And seeing that where it's like, did you see today Nico posted on his page, was like, Ross, I see you're dissing Drake. I'll say this, Drake doesn't wear fake watches. And Rick Ross, he said that to Ross, and this is the shit I'm talking about. This is the response from a nigga. White boy, that's how you know. Yeah. White boy, you not of our culture. Stop trying to insert yourself. 90% of our race can't afford or even know anything about these watches, so we don't give a fuck. I'm like, wow. It's like, wow. That's how niggas be sounding.
Yeah.
You just straight
fuck facts.
Fuck fucking facts. You just marginalized the success of your entire race.
Yeah, we don't care about none of that
90% of the race can't afford or even know about these watches. So we don't give a fuck about that. That's why Rick Ross get to run around with a green emerald fucking AP on. And Nico know where the two real ones is at.
And the thing is, crazy. What that person who left that comment doesn't realize what they're doing is you essentially are upending the entire platform for which Rick Ross stands on, because all of his fucking content is aspirational drug dealer music, aspirational hustler music, and acquiring the trappings of drug dealing and music and business and da-da-da-da-da. So if we don't give a fuck what this shit is and you ain't got to have the genuine article, why rap about it? Thus, why y'all listen to it's like a nigger fucking vortex of just nonsense that just goes around and around until it implodes on itself.
Yeah, I told Deke yesterday, I'm like, that's just the way I feel. It's like the hit 'em up school of diss track. Like, ever since that, it's like, I'm a rap for a little bit, but I can't rap with him. But we know you can't rap with him. We heard Lemon Pepper freestyle.
Do you know the biggest problem that I had about, it's a very minute point, but it's a big point to me. We talked about it last night. The him telling Drake his flow was copy and paste. As a hip hop historian and as a consumer of rap music, I have a problem with that. When Ross had the same Popeye's biscuit flow his whole life, no drink, no honey, no nothing. Yeah. That same gravelly, and it works. Don't get it fucked up. It works and it's excellent. But for him to literally have the same flow since hustling to now, and tell a nigga that had Wants and Needs, Lemon Pepper Freestyle, Nonstop,
God's Plan,
like all of these different flows of fucking war, like
30 for 30 freestyle,
like
shit. I got it
0 to 100.
You know what's one of Drake's craziest flows? Omerta.
Oh yeah, look at my history.
Dog, look at my history. I'm trying to see what's different from that guy and that Rich and Me. But all I see is custom miles from Tiffany and some gunners that'll hit you out of nowhere like Epiphany. Really, that's it to me. Aside from the obvious, man, it's changes in scenery. He was just dancing on that.
So it's to tell a nigga, it's like, again, it's a Jay-Z moment because Jay had to put his foot in niggas' ass around that point too. On what you think of that. Like, I ain't the nigga that mastered all flows and the reason they can't sell them 4.0s.
When you really listen, like not trying, and this is why it's funny because somebody hit me recently was like, yo, what makes you say Volume 2 is like one of Jay's best albums? And I'm like, I personally like the way he rapped on Volume 2 more than I like the way he rapped on a lot of other albums. And he's like, what you mean is that, I'm like, think about the 4 big songs from Volume 2.
Yeah.
You had Money Cash Hoes, you had The Annie, Hard Knock Life.
Can I Get Her?
You had Can I Get Her?
Money Ain't a Thing.
And then Money Ain't a Thing. The way Jay approached all 4 of those songs were legitimate. It was almost like he was 4 different people.
Yeah.
And then once you throw in the one with Jazzo.
Nigga What Nigga Who, and then Ride or Die, and then Reservoir Dogs.
Every song was like he was
Paper
a different.
Chase with
like Jay literally was like transforming into somebody else to where you come on a song and you say, J-A-Y, I flow sick. Like coming on tracks like that, and then I got a vendetta, even though I've been better, left him in the cold with a thin sweat.
And this
like,
is on the same. These are 2 songs. They 2 songs apart.
No, it's insane the way he was approaching those records. So, and I look at Drake, where it's like Drake in the same. He did a 6. The deluxe for all the dogs.
Yeah, Scary Hours.
Stories About My Brother don't sound shit like You Broke My Heart.
Yeah.
Which don't sound shit like The Shoe Fits. It's like that nigga is a juggernaut.
Elliot put up a acapella version of Red Button on his Twitter feed or whatever. And so just to focus on the lyricism, and it's like, yo, this shit is like a preemptive diss record because he's foreshadowing everything that happened throughout this whole album rollout and all of that. So to then hear him say on the Push-Ups record, hear him say, that little song y'all made that is not starting beef with us. This shit been brewing in a pot now and heating up. Yeah. Like, so it's like, don't think that like y'all getting one over on me, nigga. I've been knew what y'all was on. Like this ain't a new issue.
No. So I look at the Ross joint where it's like it's Ross. Like Ross is one of them people where he's so ridiculous that you're gonna like it because it's him.
He never breaks kayfabe.
No.
20 years, he's never broken kayfabe once.
He's a character through and through. So to get on the track and just like, I got more money than you, nigga, it's just like, all right, like I know what we're doing now. Like, like you're not even trying to. And then at the end, like I said, that whole I'm gonna talk more than I rap. You could have did all of that in rap form if you really had the bars.
I don't.
What the fuck that? You know what I'm saying? No.
You get 18 bars and you get 38 bars of talk.
We seen Rick Ross do it on God's Plan. Lil Wayne rapped way better than Rick Ross. And then Jay got everybody out the fucking paint. We've seen
God did.
God did. What did I say?
God's Plan.
God did. Sorry. But we've seen it. We've seen you Lemon Pepper Freestyle.
Niggas were openly advocating for Ross's verse to be deleted from God's Plan. Like they was just like, yo, can I get the version with just Jay and Wayne? Like
I've seen it happen. What's free? Meek and Hove got you. Like it's just that's not.
I forgot he was on.
I'm not trying to be funny. Ross ridiculous. Routinely has the worst verse.
Listen, yo, I promise. I want to look in the camera. I promise I'm not trolling. I forgot Ross was on What's Free. I don't remember nothing he said on that song.
Mona Lisa to me was nothing but a bitch. I remember that.
And that's arguably Meek's best verse of his career. Not to mention
Meek
what Jay
spazzed
did.
on What's
Not to
Free.
mention, like, he hung with Jay. Like, hung
Meek
with Jay.
spazzed on What's Free.
Yo, I promise y'all, I'm not joking. I'm not trolling. I did not remember he was even on that song.
But that's been the Ross MO for like the last 5 years, where it's like, I'm gonna be on the record, but I'm just on the record.
Am I really on the record?
Yeah,
like, I'm on the publishing shit.
Yeah.
I'm on the splits.
So I just look at it where to see y'all diminish or try to down Drake for the diss that he put out where he's getting at everybody, and then to see y'all try to uplift the Ross joint that we know ain't as good.
Well, you know, it's just messy.
It's just crazy.
It's messier. It's more sensational. And he accused a nigga of having a fucking nose job and a BBL and all this bullshit. And it's like,
did you see the text message with his mom?
He was loopy from the Manjaro. Knockoff Ozempic. He said he's loopy from the Manjaro. He was performing at a kid's prom.
And then when I seen the video, I was like, yo, they definitely like in the auditorium.
Fucking spring fling. I know a spring fling when I see it.
The DJ was on one of them tables where the legs be like, paka, when you open them up. I say, yo, man, what the fuck? You know them, Joe, you gotta slide the little lock to close the legs.
I know a high school auditorium when I see it.
Yo, what the
auditorium / gymnasium.
And he had on a For All the Dogs hoodie, which I thought was crazy.
He thought that was a troll. He thought that was a clever, like...
I'm not gonna hold you, and I like Rick Ross music.
I like Rick Ross as a character. I like his music. I like him as a personality. But let's be honest, he is wholly full of shit. And he showed us this 35 times over 20 years.
I'm going there. I'm kind of just over, like, I don't like that where you're just blatantly making shit up. The man who's a watch connoisseur, and we discussed this on Patreon.
One of the most trusted voices.
One of the most trusted watch enthusiasts on the planet.
And he owns and operates a
watch emporium.
Yeah, watch emporium.
This is what Nico does. Nico said, Ross, why are you wearing this green emerald AP? It came as a set of 10, and it's only 2 of them in the world. It's a 41 and a 37. I know the guy who has it. Why are you wearing a green AP? Ross did a 2-minute... Perfect example. You see how Drake did a response to Kendrick's verse on Future and Metro's album? Yeah. And then he got at Future, Metro, Kendrick, everybody who said something.
Yeah. Anybody who got something to do with it.
Ross did a 2-minute response to Nico and never mentioned the watch. He called him a pig and then made donkey noises.
Hey, Piglet.
Hey, Piglet, he hon. That's a donkey, Rick Ross. Then he said, oh, the Phantom must be fake. The Maybach must be fake. It's like, he didn't say shit about the Phantom or the Maybach.
And he's not a car guy.
He's not a car guy. That ain't Danny Coker. That's Nico.
It's not Supercar Blondie.
Like, what the fuck? Then you say the Aventador must be fake. And that's a fucking Huracan sitting over there. And it's just like, Ross is ridiculous, dog. He's ridiculous. And it's just at a certain point, it just becomes a place of like, yo, man.
You know, for those of us that know Ross's history and him being the Teflon Don and being a ghostwriter and all of that, and, you know, essentially trying to establish himself in the hip hop game through Suave House and the early Slip and Slide and all of that shit. He's someone who severely outkicked his coverage and became far more successful than anybody. Ted Lucas, Tony Draper, me, you, Dan, anybody could have fucking ever imagined he would have become coming out of the fucking South. But with that being said, just because you've severely overachieved in your career and made a lot of money and made smart investments and all of that shit doesn't mean we get to just wholesale ignore certain things that you say that are just blatantly lies and just disgustingly untrue.
Like, it's unbelievable, though. And Meek at times, it's like, I get them. They're almost like the same person.
William Roberts is Robert Williams.
Meek, my homie sent it to me. Meek had a tweet the other day that was like, where do you buy ounces at gold best? Where do you buy ounces of gold at best price? Holla at me. And it's just like, Nigga, what? Like,
You hang with billionaires. My answer to everything, like our man Rich Philly the Boss said, my answer for everything Meek related is Meek went to Boom. My answer to everything Meek related is you hang with billionaires.
And this girl Tash had a tweet was like, Meek Mill be like, where's the best place to buy a lion? Lion trainers hit me up ASAP. And it's like, yeah, man, like they're ridiculous. Like it's insane. And it's just to see it time and time again where here you are now doing this, you in this beef now, you like almost making yourself a player.
Yeah.
Because no, I'm not trying to be funny. No one needed a Ross versus Drake anything.
No, hell no.
We want Kendrick and Drake. We don't even need Cole now. Future like, hey man, look, if y'all need me, I'ma just
y'all need somebody to harmonize.
I'll
write some top lines.
Somebody had a joke was like, man, Drake just really killed these niggas. Wait till next Friday when the third album come out. We fucking hate you, nigga. You heard we don't trust you or we still don't trust you. Wait till we fucking hate you comes out next Friday.
Trust is greater than love or whatever the fuck the next album.
I gotta play this. Did you see somebody released the Kendrick response to Drake?
Oh my God, yes, man.
Oh my God, man. I fell the fuck out.
This is Kendrick.
Where is it? I think I sent it to y'all because they sent it to me.
Here
we go.
It's Kendrick. The sixth God took 6 steps too far. Now I gotta put 2 O's in this over your entourage. I am an immortal man. I am
an immortal man.
Oh, that fucking jazz music, man.
Jazz flute, nigga.
I am
a mortal man.
I am an immortal man. I am. People really be bored as shit, man, with bad time on their hands. I am. The sixth guy took 6 steps too far. I gotta put 2 O's in the OVO. Like, what, man? I will say this, man. I love this. Like, you love the lyrical jousting.
And you love the takes, good, bad, ugly, stupid, ridiculous. I love it all. Bad takes. I love it all. We're not gonna get into the bad takes.
It was some bad ones.
I love it all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fan of this shit. And this is one of the safer, and that's another reason, going back to Cole, why people are mad at Cole. It's like, nigga, this is the safest beef you could be in. Mm-hmm. Like, this your man. Like, you could just fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, straight you could just say whatever you're gonna say and let that be that. But I think Kendrick is so diabolical. I think Kendrick like called him on the phone and played him. Like, yeah, nigga, say something else. This verse coming out.
We don't even need it, Dan. We about to wrap anyway. The funniest part of all of this is, of course, I haven't seen none of the tweets, but Nerd is going viral.
Oh, yeah. So Nerd and Ice going viral.
A lot of them, they keep taking Nerd tweets and putting them on the listening post on Facebook. And they were like killing him on one of the posts yesterday. And I started to chime in like, a nigga from Delaware, the home of NASCAR, he's nothing. Shout out Nerd at the Cool Zero, man. That's my man. Because Nerd apparently turns out is a big Kendrick fan and Drake hater, I guess. Because he's been on Drake ass the whole time.
But he loves For All the Dogs. He's been saying that he's been the number one For All the Dogs.
He kept
field rep for the last 6 months.
Because they kept, motherfuckers keep posting joint like when Drake said, you gonna step on niggas with a size 7 men's on, he put pen to paper for that. Like, they just been going on him. So all in all though, I think it's great for hip hop. I think it's good. It's entertaining. You know, as long as it stay nonviolent.
Yeah, I mean, and my last take on it is this, because I've had a problem with West Coast niggas in general as a group. Post the PNB Rock killing, I had a severe problem with the way that shit happened, how it went down, all of that shit, and the general disposition of some, you know, name and face recognizable West Coast people and how they spoke around that situation with less than a certain amount of respect that I would have felt like it was due, given the tragic nature, you know, of the situation. And the rapper Problem, who was big in like the early 2010s and shit like that, he's from Compton, grew up with Kendrick, this, and this. You're a non-affiliate. You, like Kendrick, are a non-affiliate. You are not a gang member. You are not a gangbanger. You are not a gangster. I don't like the general tone of when it's like whenever West Coast niggas are involved in shit, there's this undertone of like, yeah, because because on East Side Compton or when the such and such and the whoop-de-whoops get involved, and it's like, nigga,
what Pac say, we B's and G's.
Yeah, it's like, nigga, this is a rap battle in its purest form. This is hip hop versus what y'all claim to be hip hop. Let it be that.
Drake is making jokes with his mom.
Yeah, like
about this.
Let it be what it be, and don't try to make it seem like niggas is going to do something, because then you're going to force the other side to show how much y'all niggas can't do nothing. Because 50 Cent already pulled you West Coast niggas card before and showed y'all can't fuck with me. I'll diss game 1,000,000 times and I'll come to the Beverly Hills SLS with the Israeli SWAT team and y'all won't do a fucking thing. Right. Because soon as y'all see police, y'all, all that tough shit go out the window. Y'all tough to niggas that look like you. Y'all tough to niggas that come from urban environments and all of that. Y'all ain't tough to no motherfucking executive protection or no off-duty police officers. Right. So cut the bullshit. So let the rap battle unfold the way that it needs to unfold. Let Kendrick say whatever he gonna say. Let Drake say whatever he gonna say. Kendrick got a green light to fucking talk about whatever he want in regards to Drake. He mentioned his girlfriend, mentioned his fiance or whatever the fuck. He has a right to say whatever the fuck he wants now, the same way Pusha did. The gloves are off. Say whatever the fuck you want. However, I don't necessarily know that in the long run it's going to go the way niggas think or want it's going to go, because I feel like Drake is overly prepared for some fucking reason. But I'm open to being wrong. But all of that gangbang bullshit and all of that,
yeah, y'all taking it somewhere else.
Y'all taking it somewhere else, man. And you not even like that. So I don't understand the sentiment of niggas on the sideline that ain't in a situation that ain't like that jumped out, took the long way home and jumped on the school bus and walked through the alley and all of that to avoid the gangbangers, turning around trying to throw some gangbang shit in the mix on some shit that don't have nothing to do with gangbanging or you. It's fucking weird. Yes. So that's my y'all weird of the week.
All right, listen. You said it perfectly. I think at the end of it, hip hop is, we forget at times because we not breakdancing the triumph. Like, we forget what its raw elements were. And it was DJ cut the beat on, we battle till one of us decides to put down the mic. Exactly. That's kind of how it goes. J. Cole didn't need to battle. J. Cole said, I'm just put it down.
Yeah, I see where this is going.
I don't like where it's going. I'm gonna put this motherfucking mic down. But end of the day, what Kendrick did on Like That was dope. What Drake did on Push Ups was all of that. Ross, we don't need any more of that. Just, you know what I'm saying? If you could get the corn together at Wingstop, you know what I'm saying? Because the corn is dried the fuck out. I don't know what's going on over there. But we don't. Kendrick and Drake.
That's the main event. It's motherfucking Kimbo Slice versus whoever the fuck was the champion du jour. Kimbo Slice versus Brock Lesnar. Let's get right to the main event and cut all the bullshit.
Yeah, like
let's get to John Jones versus motherfucking what was the boy for Anderson Silva. Let's get to the real shit here.
The boy last night challenged John Jones too, so they talking about that, and Connor's coming back too.
Connor gonna get knocked.
Yeah, Connor gonna get his ass.
Connor is terrible. Connor fucking did all that fighting in Roadhouse. Was like, I'm ready to get back active. Connor gonna get his bell rung.
But I don't need to hear a Metro diss record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fucking Morse code diss record.
I don't need to hear that.
Wait till you hear the Metro Morse code diss.
Shit at 2,900 BPMs.
OVO ain't shit.
Nigga tearing that board out the fucking frame. Right? Yeah.
Did you hear the Weeknd sang a diss to Drake on part 2? Man. I'm like, yo, this is getting outlandish.
This is getting weird. But all in all, I got nothing else for this. I think we covered everything in it. You got anything else?
This weekend, man, Seat at the Table. Next weekend, TRPE live. 7th anniversary show live at NoDoUniverse.com. Get y'all tickets. Tap the link in my bio, Matt bio, Dan bio, official TRPE bio. Yeah. Peace.